Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Mili reaction. Today we have Utopiosphere. I have seen this song in various comments for probably the better part of the time I've been getting to Mili songs, but it kind of disappeared at some point. It fell out of favor for other songs, but finally we have somebody who wanted me to get to this, and a lot of people agreed, so Gonoki's comment here is the one that got picked, and I guess I'm gonna have to hear what this song that made such a fuss in the earlier comment sections has in store for me. So without further ado, let's go! I also didn't realize how short this song is. 2 minutes and like 15 seconds. That's... Ooh. Oh, that is... That's so much going on with the rhythms. Still very Cassie with the lyrics. It almost feels completely different from their later stuff. That was a child. God, the sound design of this one is just wild. I'm actually recognizing some of these sounds, which feels weird. This is so cool. It's so dense with its rhythms. That's fucking insane. It sounds like their older stuff that I've heard, but also kind of more of the approach of some of the stuff that they tend to save for the anime things they get to, like that safer quality, but it's also extremely them, you know? It's not in the same way. This is kind of weird to hear like a hybrid of those different identities of music that they've made. This has to be one of the most eccentric songs I've ever heard from Mili, which is saying a lot considering their entire discography is filled with that. Just the random choices made in this song. It's very abstract and hard to figure out exactly what they're trying to get at in this one. And as a result, I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually make a real analysis for this video, because I feel like this song is one of those songs where it will mean something different to everybody who's listening, because everything in here, all the messages are kind of disjointed. They're following some sort of a narrative, but also every single section can kind of stand on its own as its own pin in that statement. So it's like, okay, where do you want me to start? You know, like there's so many options of what could be what they're talking about in this one, but I feel like the point of this song is supposed to be abstract for that exact reason. They want people to figure out what these words mean to them and make their own assumptions off it. Obviously, that's what I would be doing here on a regular basis, giving you my opinions and going, here's what I think. But for this song, I almost feel like that might be a disservice to those who hadn't listened to the song or given it a chance on your own time to really figure it out, because there is a message in here that I got, but I also don't want to tell you because I feel like that would spoil your experience if you don't have that experience yet, to be able to listen to this song and kind of make your own thoughts. I mean, obviously I just listened to it too, but that's kind of a different scenario to me. When you're sitting alone and you listen to a song like this, just kind of like how I make videos, and you make your own thought about things and you try to piece together all these disjointed concepts in this song, it ends up telling you specifically a story that your own mind pieces together. And if I were to tell you my variation of that, you would never be able to hear the song in the same way again. And I feel like that is a disservice. But there's definitely things I can talk about on the technical side for this song, especially the rhythm. Like, this song was everywhere with its rhythms. That was one of those things that was cluing me into my personal take of this song and how it affected my experience. But there was a little bit of everything. There were random accents from a drum kit. There were like little instruments in here, xylophones, fucking like little random pieces of sampled stuff. Like, what the hell, the baby crying, and that like one sweep of that like metallic grate. Like, that was a very specific sound. I pointed that out when I listened to it. I'm like, that is a very specific sound, but I don't know if it has any particular reason to be in here other than having that particular sound they maybe wanted to include. I don't know if there's like a deeper reason they included that sound. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's like a grill, like a metal grill grate. Like, it's somebody just like swiping their fingers across either a charcoal grill would make this sound if it's like brand new, or like the grate on a register for the air conditioner in your home, something like that. It's very much that sound. And I don't know entirely why they included that or what the purpose of it would be in the concept of the sound design here. There is so much random stuff going on in the sound design. It's kind of hard to tell if all of them have a reason to be in there. I think the baby crying definitely did. Again, that kind of plays into my perspective of this song, so I don't want to tell you what I'm thinking with that, because I really feel like that would kind of ruin the experience for anyone. But also in every single weird abstract choice they're making, every corner they turn, because there's a lot of them in this song, and everything that they did to make this song sound the way it is, there is a technical prowess that I haven't really heard from them in a while. They've never had bad production, mind you. It's never been like an, oh, that's awful production. They've gone downhill. This isn't that at all. This is probably one of their most technically sound pieces, just in general approach. Is it messy? Sure, but they managed to make it work, and that's surprising given how many different layers were in here. I've talked about that so many times, but this one stands in a different category above those. This is up here with like maybe the top 10 songs I've heard so far on this channel, at least, that have been so profoundly impressive in how they're balancing everything and what everything means. Does it have a place? Does it have a reason to be there? Because that's one of my biggest things when it comes to the sound design technicality of any song is, does it matter? Why is it there? Is there a reason? And I feel like even the ones that I'm not sure of the source of the reason, like that metallic grate, that grill sound, it still does have a reason. I just couldn't tell you exactly what it is, because I feel like it could fit into a few categories of what it's supposed to represent in the story here. But like I also said, that whole like baby cry thing totally makes more sense to why that might be in there, again, in my opinion, but I don't want to spoil that. But then there's also still the aspects of like that little voice in the beginning that was like, flight, like asking a question like an excited child or somebody who's confused. Like they're asking a question potentially, but they're excited about that option. Like, there's something to do with that relates to the story. And that one's a little bit more obvious given that the image that we had on screen was showing somebody falling. Like, that's a little bit easier to draw the conclusion of why that was included. But also, there's just so much more to this that I really don't want to ruin for anyone else who hasn't had the time to listen to it and think about it. Like, for example, after I recorded the reaction part of this, I paused the recording and I just sat here and I re-listened to it 3 or 4 times, just trying to make sense of certain choices being made here, trying to decide what certain things meant. Like, it was not a one-time listen and you've got it situation. This wasn't super obvious. It wasn't on the surface. Like, even some of their other songs that I have listened to are a little bit more obvious with the messaging, or just straight up more obtuse about their goal at the end of the day. This song does not have that at all. There is no clear line to what it means, and there could be multiple answers to that as well. I feel like that ambiguity is exactly what they were aiming for this song. And again, the technical prowess for this one is through the roof. This is some of the best piano and percussive work blend I've heard in recent memory, and I've heard a lot of songs, as we all know. So it's like, Jesus Christ. The amount of different separate sounds, rhythms, patterns, and approaches to every single thing in this song is overwhelming. And that's why I had to listen to it so many times to be able to figure out why some of those choices were made, because it can be hard to figure all that out in just one casual listen. You really need to let songs like this sink in and really try to understand where the minds of the creators might have been during this time. So Cassie Wei and Yamato Kasai, I'm not sure what they were going through in their lives to write a song like this, but I feel like this is sort of like a love letter. If I had to give you anything as like an analysis for this video, this song feels like a love letter, not to themselves, not to their fans, but to the concept of sound and music, and in general, abstraction as a whole. Like, as a concept, I feel like this song was their best attempt, and in my opinion, their best attempt at doing this sort of abstract thing in general, where they literally took everything you could possibly do with that sort of an idea while still making it make sense to some degree, even if it is very dense and very difficult to sift through all of the different stuff in this song to find a point. I believe that they did that. They managed to make a piece of art that is so abstract, but at the same time, if you squint hard enough, there is a clear message written in there. It's like one of those paintings where you see a bunch of blobs, but you squint your eyes and you're like, oh, that's what it says. It's that sort of thing for sound. But at the same time, I feel like there is a deeper message that they've made that I don't know what the answer is to. Like, the song probably means an entirely different thing to them than it does to me, or it will to you. Hence, again, why I'm not going to be telling you what my personal view of this song is, because there's so many potential options. I feel like I would just be ruining it for everyone. But I have been yapping way more than I ever thought I would on this song, so thank you all so very much for watching. Sorry if that was a little disappointing that I didn't give you technically my opinion on it, but like I said, I don't really want to, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But if you have another song you want me to get to, by all means drop it in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!